Hey everybody, welcome back to Angry Badger Minis. We had a little hiccup there with the mic. Should be good to go now. We're still working on stuff. This is my goal now is making these Deathriders to add to my army. Again, disclosure, I am not making these to sell. I am making these solely for me and my private games and some dioramas and some busts to give you an idea what I mean. Like this guy right here. He does no legs, but he's not going to have any legs. He's going to go on a pedestal, if you will, and I'm just going to paint, from here up. And I'm going to, it's going to be something I'm going to work, kind of expand my my horizons in painting him when I get around to that. But I've also been, checking things out as far as how I want to, improve on my molds and things like that. So far, we're doing pretty good. In the process of creating bigger and better air channels, as well as other things, you guys can see I've got quite a few of these guys going on back here. It's working out really well. I'm actually pretty stoked about it. To give you an idea, when they come out after I've gotten rid of some of the other dumb stuff on it, this is about how they look. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this guy prepared, get him brushed off just to show you what we're looking at, and then I'm going to make another mold for the number 5, because the 3 and the 5 are the ones I like. One reason is one head goes one way, one goes the other way, as well as for the rider themselves. And then also, what was I going to say? We're going to be making a mold for the hands and things like that as well. This plastic stuff that I've been working with has worked out really well. It's not, it doesn't take long at all to get, to get it to cure. Although once it cures, man, this stuff is super hard. So not entirely sure that maybe with the legs because they're kind of so spindly, but I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to be able to bend some of these in the way that I would like to, unless I can get it done ahead of time. Before it's fully cured. But either way, I'm not too concerned about it. I'm just happy that I'm actually able to pull this off. I mean, I've been so happy about this all day, just experimenting with stuff and whatever. But as you can see, some of them, like this guy, he's a little softer than the other ones, and he's been out for a while. The reason for this is I knew it when I did it. I failed to mix it properly, meaning that I had more of part B than I had part A, just slightly more. Well, not slightly more, it was more, but that's kind of the point. I'm experimenting along the way to see what I can get away with, mainly to conserve my supplies, if you will. And now I know it's not going to work that way. If anything, I need more part A than I do part B in doing this. I'm also saving all of these plastic bits and stuff, because if you take a look at like these guys right here, these were some that didn't quite make it right around the hip area there. That's okay, because I can take this stuff, especially the softer stuff, like this, I can mash it up in my fingers or whatever, shove it in the hole, glue it in there, and then I can go over it with some green stuff later and sand it right down. It's not going to be an issue at all. So I'm not concerned about it at all whatsoever. Let me go ahead and glue this guy together and get him, clear up my workspace here a little bit, because we are going to be making another mold, well, another 2 molds actually. So throw some glue on there. This one had the same issue, and it's not a product or it's not a product of a failed mold, because I've got plenty here that were solid pieces like this one right here, no problems at all. It just air bubble got in there or something, and it just did not come out, or I wasn't able to get it out, or whatever the case may be, and it kept the plastic from being able to go down inside there. That's all that is. So not a big deal. Again, very easily fixed. I mean, with the if you've ever dealt with resin before, and especially with the practice we've had from the Forge World stuff, we're not going to have any issues whatsoever. So yeah, I'm just gonna I had some of this stuff sitting here curing while I was gone today, and it's literally cured. Its stuff is typically softer when it comes out of the mold because the air hasn't gotten to it yet. So it gives you a little bit of flexibility with it, but this has been sitting out. Well, actually, it was sitting in the mold for some time, so but it's going to be perfect. No problems at all, or perfect for what I want it for. You know what I mean? I mean, these guys are going to get shot up. You know what I mean? You better believe. What is that cast? This is the Krieg, Death Korps of Krieg, Deathrider number 3. The body and the horse at the moment. If I can get my glue to play ball with me right now. I'm rushing everything right now because I want to get to making another cast. My goal here, I'm going to have, again, this is not for resale, this is not for tournament play, this is just for me to have fun, and I want, man, I just keep knocking stuff off. Oh my gosh, I just want a giant Krieg cavalry set of models. So my goal here is, I have 10 of the Deathriders, and my goal is to make 50 more, 50 of 3 and 50 of 5, and it should be no problem at all. Oh my gosh, I just keep knocking this stuff off. I think I have too much glue, that's my problem. Hold on a second, let me do the old skin cell trick, and we'll be in business just like that. Works almost every time. Well, alright, what are you doing to me, man? Come on, you're making me look like a fool here on YouTube. Thankfully I have some already put together so I don't look completely like an ass, but I keep knocking that leg off with my finger. That's my problem. But am I casting them for like basing or diorama? Yeah, both. Mainly like I said, well, I mean, I guess you said, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do diorama. You're probably a little, just got in here. I've got one like this guy right here. He has no legs, and that was on purpose because I want him to be a bust type model. So I'm gonna put him on a, like a base, and it's just this part, the horse and him, and then I'm gonna, try to do some stuff with his, what am I trying to say? His, his arms and things like that. Maybe do a pretty extravagant banner or something, Definitely not for resale though. Definitely not for, tournament play. Like, and again, I mean, who knows if I'll ever even play another tournament the way everybody's crying, whining, and things are going bad. I mean, heck, look at the new, what do you call them? I guess you would call them Age of Sigmar rules or whatever. It's gotten, I mean, now we're telling people stuff that they should already know. I mean, seriously, come on. But it is what it is, and it's out there now. There's no pulling it back. It's on the internet. So, but yeah, we, I've got some pretty good model. I mean, they came out really well. And then like I said, what I'm going to do tonight is, I'm going to pour this one. This will be another one of the D3 ones, Deathrider 3, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to build a D5 one. I had one, to be honest with you, it's on my Instagram, but I didn't really like it. How much have I assembled so far? Okay, every bit of infantry is assembled. 3 Earthshaker cannons. I don't have my 10 riders put together because obviously I was, making these. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess I could go ahead and start putting the, this is an actual Forge World model. I could actually, start putting the D3 guys together, but wait a minute, this is a D5. This is D5. So I'm sorry. But I've got 3 Earthshaker cannons, all the infantry, all the heavy weapon teams. So what we got left is we got a Baneblade, we've got somewhere in the ballpark of 6 Lehman Russes, 5 or 6 Chimeras. I'm thinking about making a Manticore for them, like I did with the Steel Legion. We got a Warhound Titan we got to put together that's being washed right now. We've got the, what is it called? The Titan Manufactorum Warlord that needs to be kind of reassembled, fixed, whatever you want to call it. It's massive, and we've got an Imperial Knight Warden that we need to put together because there'll be 2 of them for this army. This will be by far my largest guard army or Astra Militarum army that I'll possess. And yeah, I mean that oh, and I forgot, we got three Mars pattern Lehman Russ Vanquishers that are Forge World Vanquishers that have to be put together. So we still got a ways to go, and of course me doing this is going to put the rest of that on hold. 12 heavy teams now, absolute nightmare. Oh my gosh, brother, you are not lying. I have 6 las cannon teams, 6 heavy bolter teams, 3 heavy mortar teams, 3 autocannon teams, and I think that's it for the heavy weapons teams. Yes, I'm pretty positive. Wait, did I say las cannons? If I did, there's 6 of them. So, or if I didn't, there's 6 of them. But yeah, I'm with you, man. It's fiddly little bits. They're all bent. You know, you gotta. I mean, I'm still gonna have to go back and heat up some barrels and kind of straighten them out and things like that. But yeah, man, these freaking, you know, I'm gonna have a shit ton of freaking cavalry. I love it. I mean, I love it. I mean, it's probably one of the, you know, I was skeptical that it would work, but man, this smooth on stuff, it definitely works. And if you've got a hard bristle brush like this, you know, gun cleaning brush or whatever, this will literally save you cleanup time from having to sit there with the damn, you know, razor blade and go through and cut all the flashing off, you know. Or maybe a toothbrush, you know, hard bristled toothbrush, something like that. Just don't get crazy. Just kind of drag it across like I'm doing, and it will get most of that off. I mean, there's still going to be cleanup that needs to be done. You know, like this part right here, it's a little too hard, you know, or too thick. Not going to come off, but that's okay. And again, you know, I mean, most of these guys, you know, as they get shot up on the battlefield, you know, they're just going to come right off the table anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yes, it is, man. The detail is super amazing. I mean, this I'll show you. I don't know if you've been around for what I've been doing. Maybe not. Maybe you haven't had time or whatever. But this right here, let me grab it for you. You can buy this off of Amazon. And I'm going to show you how to build this tonight as well if you're sticking around. But it's the Smooth On is the company. Hold on. Smooth On is the company, and it comes together just like this. This is a lot of stuff, and the stuff that you're seeing in front of you, that was mostly all done with stuff I've had sitting around for like 4 or 5 years. I mean, they say you're supposed to use it like right away to go bad. It didn't go bad. Neither did, and I don't know if I can get this in there. I'll just hold it up. You got part A and part B of the plastic that I used to actually go in there. So, but I'll be making another mold tonight, or a couple molds, sorry. One for the D5 rider, and then, I don't know why I got a moth in here. What the heck? Damn Tyranid flying around. And then also a set of their arms and stuff, or, you know, of each. So that way I've got, you know, the pikes, the front of the horse's mouth, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, pretty stoked about it. Now, I mean, it's not a perfect mold. You know, there's some extra bits and things like that, but it's, again, I mean, who cares? You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be that big a deal. So, but I just want to get these guys done and out of the way so I can pour this other mold and then get started on making the next one. And it's amazing with everything I've had going on today how, you know, I mean, look how many I've already got done right now. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, you know, out of 25 of these guys, I mean, going super fast. So, let's see here. I tried to repair the one I made yesterday. That was the first batch or first cast, and the repair job worked. But I had spilled on the outside of it, and that's the part that sucked. So it kind of was like having hardened candle wax over it that I couldn't get off. So I went ahead and threw him away. So oh well, it is what it is. So hold on one second. Sorry, had an emergency of it's time to go to bed for little man. So, alright, what were we doing? We're working on these legs, glue this guy together, and get him out of the way. Got it. Let's see here. All right. That one's a little soft, but it'll cure over time. Actually, kind of wish I'd have known that I could have done the other one. But anyway, all right. So we got to make ourselves some room here. This out of the way, and what we're going to do, we're going to pour this mold first so it can be sitting there curing while we make the next mold. This glue put out of the way, and we're going to show you how we're going to do this. Just to give you an idea, you can see all that white in there. That's nothing but hardened plastic now, because I've been doing it over and over. And you don't need a lot. That's the crazy part. You don't need a lot. Alright, I'm going to shake this up a little bit. And I'll show you guys how much we got. Okay, this is part A. Excuse me. A little bit. Try some of column A, try all of column B. It's Disney's Aladdin back in the day. I don't know what it is now. Alright, we may have poured a little bit too much of B, but it's a little hard to tell with the weight here. It's okay. Alright, so we're going to pour this in here. Get as much out as we can. And if you keep that one separate always, then you can keep using that cup. And then you can continue to keep using this cup as well, but now we have 3 minutes of working time with this, and that's about it. So, and if you have your mat, you don't have to worry about anything here. You know, if anything gets on there. maybe pour off to the side a little bit into that hole, so it'll you know, slide in there and not pour in there, and you get the nice airflow. Now I'm kind of torn here because sometimes you just want to trust your mold, but it you know, you'd be tempted to. Sorry, I'm just kind of knocking out some air bubbles. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. There's an air bubble. You'd be tempted to open it up, and then, I mean, believe me, I've done it, and then you end up actually, you know, screwing it up from where everything was already pushed together. Hopefully we won't run into a problem and we'll get everything down where it needs to be, but that's part of the casting process. It's just what it is, and you know, just one of those things you got to deal with. But as far as it looks like we're full, air bubbles and all. So now I'm going to set that off to the side, and we will let that beast cure. This is going to cure on its own because we basically have, you know, wasted that, but again, we didn't use that much. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build this mold. Oh, crap. Stand by. I'm going to build this mold here. And thankfully we already know the size that we need, so that's good to go. Extra rubber silicone that's on there. No big deal. Let's see. Oh, that's loud. That's the baby monitor. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Trying to go as fast as I can, guys. I should be able to go pretty fast. Been doing this enough lately. Need some threes. Reflexes like a cat. Nope, I don't want that one. Huh. Guess we're gonna want a 4 and a 3. Nope, we want 2 4s. Okay. As you guys can see, the silicone comes right off, no big deal. Just like the clay does when we use that. Alright, so where is the clay? Here it is. Clay is totally reusable. Totally. And this clay does not stick to your fingers, so if you're new to the channel or you're just checking it out for the first time, This is a non-stick, non-toxic clay that we're going to fill the bottom with. And smooth this out. Try to make it somewhat level if we can. And no, it will not stick to your Legos. I mean, you may get a small film, but it's nothing that you can't get off or wash off or brush off or whatever. But I mean, these Legos are not for playing. These Legos are for casting. Smooth that out a little bit. All right, now I want my feet to go against you know, an edge. Let's see what's our best edge here. Gotta turn it just right too. Push that in, and I gotta get it in far enough well, actually, let me think about this one. This one's different than the number 3. Okay, there we go. I want to get it in far enough that the legs are, you know, somewhat supported by the clay, as well as the body. And then it's not a big deal. I mean, you really don't have to push everything together like I'm doing, because your silicone is going to fill in the gap for you. But if you can, you know, every little bit will help. You know what I'm saying? But what you don't want is you want to make sure that, you know, you're not going to cover up this, you know, the model with the clay. So try to pull that away a little bit if you can. The rest of it, you know, it'll work out. Okay, there we go. Excellent. All right. Now, the legs, and I cut off that extra piece there just because, and these legs are different than the other ones. So what I wanted my mold to go like this, but I have been doing it where it's standing up. But this time I'm thinking this will be the better method. But I've got to be able to get it to come down into it, and that won't be too big of an issue, because I'm gonna make a channel, and I'll show you that with the toothpicks and everything. That's gonna go to this, so it'll be just fine. But you want to make sure you get them where you want them. Okay. Alright, and then I saved all my parts. So it's a little long, but we may have some smaller ones here. I got a plastic piece here, and that's not quite long enough. Where's my razor blade? Excuse me. I can't believe I actually have allergies now. This is crazy. Probably could have brought that up a little further, but it's not important. Because what I'm going to do to make sure that I get a good fill, I'm going to show you guys, to get a good fill here, is I am going to use something that gives me a pretty weighted reservoir, if that makes sense. I'll show you here in a minute. Let's go ahead and we'll cut this to fit. Okay, just need to cut a little more. Less is more. Always cut a little less. I mean, than you need. That way you can go back and make sure it fits like that. Okay, so there's that channel. Where did that gray channel go? Actually, I don't want the gray channel. I'm going to use this plastic channel here. Now, something I learned that I didn't know is you're going to need to make sure that you have this stuff actually pushed down in the clay. If you don't, okay, it will float to the surface from the other part. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm making it so that when I pour, it's not going to be it's not going to be a straight down complete pour the whole time. So that way we've got a chance for air to make its way. I had a piece here, there it is, that I wanted to take this and make this my reservoir for that. And I did not do this on the other one, but that's okay. The mold still works pretty well, and I can always go back and add some things to it if I need to. So I'm just going to push that in there like so. And then what I'll probably have to do after the rubber sets is I'll have to cut them in here and cut that out a little bit. That's like no big deal. I mean, literally no big deal. I'm gonna see if we could find another one for this group, because I'm fine with stuff going in here and filling it all up or whatever. And of course I'll do it with the legs as well. But the biggest problems I have had has not been, say, the legs, because they tend to get coated as it comes down. It's been right here inside the hindquarters or the front. And I would much rather be able to pour here in a bigger deal and have everything fill up and air bubbles come out. Does that make sense? So I've got plenty of these things sitting around, plenty of resin pieces, if you will. I just need to find the right one. Use those. So hold on one second. Get our bag of resin pieces. I think I found just the right one. This one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here like this, and hopefully that will help. I'm going to cut these off because I don't want extra channels, obviously, or to waste my stuff. Make this a little long. Actually, this one might be the right size. Nope. Okay, let's cut some more off, which is fine. I think I went too short. I did. Well, it's not an exact science, guys. I mean, yeah, I probably could have measured it maybe, but whatever. Alright. I'm gonna cut it off there. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn this one over like this. That way it will go in there easier. And I'm not pushing it flat, obviously, but I think this is going to work out good. I'm going to go ahead and take this as well and use it again. Same deal. And I think this is going to work out a lot better than what we had before previously. I am going to go ahead though and put a rod. Actually, I think I'll use this too, just to make sure. Yeah, that'll work. Now we'll have a connector there and a flow-ish kind of part. I'm going to stick this in here too. Make sure, sorry you guys can't even see what I'm doing, I'm sorry. Again, so we can get as much flow going on as possible. Alright, now all we got to do, build it up a little bit all the way around, taper up, pour the silicone, and let her sit. That's literally all there is to it. Excuse me. Need some threes here. Alright, and that's really all we need right there for this mold. Now, of course, we'll have to, you know, once this cures, and, you know, I forget exactly how many hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours is the working time or something like that. Once that happens, you know, we'll remove the clay from the bottom and then pour it the other way. First thing I gotta do though is I gotta put some mold release agent on here. Make sure you're doing this in a well ventilated area like I am. Stuff smells like cooking oil. Probably is. It's probably freaking cooking oil and or cooking spray, and it's marketed as something else, but I'm just messing around. I have no idea. Okay, so let's grab ourselves a couple of cups here. We already know our measurement, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's try some of column A. Try all of column B. Need to make sure that I get the airflow going here. Come on, baby. Now, you do want a bit because you want to have that block like we've got over here. So, I don't want to say don't be stingy, but don't be stingy. And if you get the same cups I've got, you'll basically go to the first line. And then you'll be good to go. And now that I'm thinking about it, I may need to check this before we move on to the other mold, because I may need to purchase some more. I bought the little trial package stuff. Alright, now part B. Same amount. Make sure your cup is level. Come on, man, get off there. Once you figure this out, I mean, it doesn't take long to, you know, get your project moving along. It really doesn't. Let's see here. I'm trying to make it pour out faster, but I don't want it coming out of the top out of my air hole. Almost there. Alright. Good enough for government work, especially considering what we've learned with stuff just hanging out for freaking years on end. Right, let's get this stuff put away. I think, judging by the feel of it, I think we're gonna have to forego the arms for now. As far as that mold is concerned, we're just gonna have to roll with, you know, saving that until I order some more to do the other side of this mold, because this is the most important piece anyway. Alright, so now we're gonna take excuse me, part A, pour it into part B. I mean, it doesn't matter which side you do it on. And I am raising it up like this to try to help with some of the air bubbles. Obviously, as you guys can tell if you watch my other videos, this is moving a lot smoother because this stuff isn't 5-6 years old, and you know, well, it wasn't open in 5-6 years old, and now, you know, kind of a gloppy mess, if you will. It's actually pouring like it's supposed to. So some of the videos that I've seen out there over the years when they're dealing with this stuff, they get a little crazy technical with it, like, oh, if you don't do this, you know, your mold's not going to work. It's not going to work right. That's not true. All right, it's just not. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna use this cup again, so I'm just gonna throw it in there. You don't have to be that particular with this. Now, I mean, if you're really looking for, you know, the most precision, you know, no bubbles, blah blah blah, maybe, you know, maybe a bigger project where you would see that kind of stuff, but that's not what we're dealing with here. These are not the droids you're looking for. I mean, you're watching me literally just mix this real time. You can probably see bubbles popping up. And then all I'm gonna do, I did not mean to lay that down. Crap. Nope, I don't want it in there. Shoot. I did not mean to do that. Not that it's a big deal, I mean, it just wipes right off, but it wasn't what I wanted to have happen. Alright, and now we're going to pour it, and we're going to pour it from elevation. And we're doing that because we do want to try to get air bubbles out as best we can. Oh crap. Guess what we forgot to do, guys? We forgot to tape this thing up. Holy smokes. Let's go! Quickly, quickly, quickly! Holy smokes, I can't believe I did that. I got so excited. That's the thing, man. I've been so excited over this project. I'm doing little mistakes here and there. Wow, why didn't you guys remind me? I mean, I haven't had anything leak out yet. Not even touched the tape. So chances are we're fine, but I don't want to risk it. I'm not trying to risk this one for a biscuit, I can tell you that. No risking for a biscuit. Man, I'm blaming this on you guys. I'm blaming this on you guys. This is all your fault. Alright, I'm just kidding. Alright, here we go again. And I'm doing it from a corner so that way it will even itself out and push those bubbles as it goes. It's kind of neat watching it go in there. It kind of like folds itself over and over. At least I think it's cool. No point in not putting the rest of it in. Alright. Throw that in the trash. This bad boy is good to hook. You can see all these air bubbles coming to the surface now, popping. That's how it's supposed to look when it's like, you know, the new stuff. Not what happened with the old stuff, but this is from the old stuff. I mean, this stuff, you know, this mold right here that was made is from stuff that's been sitting around after it was opened once, sitting around for like 5-6 years. 4, 5, or 6 years. So, I mean, needless to say, smooth on if you're paying attention. You know, I got you, man. Your stuff is good to hook. I mean, look at this. This is, you know, that's what that is. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna put this on my air compressor just to work out some more of those bubbles. A little bit of vibrating action. And I'm not going to do it that long because this one doesn't need it that long. Oh, that's a big air bubble. Woo! But it definitely helps. Definitely helps. I'm gonna leave that sit. We're gonna break this bad boy out right here. That seems pretty hard. Hard enough that I want to pull it out. I'll put it that way, or that I'm comfortable pulling it out. Going from the bottom. I don't know why I just do. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Okay, so we've got that same problem here. So for whatever reason, this did not fill up. I don't know, some kind of air bubble or whatever. But again, I'm not too concerned about it. It seems to be a consistent problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this air channel bigger, or this channel bigger, so that way we can get more stuff down in there, hopefully. But again, it's not a bad deal, you know. I mean, look at this. You know, basically 10 minutes time or whatever, and we've got, you know, our model. Awesome. And there you go, guys. See the detail before we clean it up? It's pretty awesome, isn't it? I'm saving all this stuff so I can fill things in if I need to. Oh, where that went, I'll find it later, I guess. There you are. And you'll learn what the extra pieces are on your model that you need to get rid of. And I think one of the ways that one of the things I'm gonna do to use to distinguish these models from my regular ones, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make their helmets like completely round without the little, you know, Spartan type thing on the top. That's what I think. It'll make it easier on me in the long run for cleaning the model up completely, but I think it's a good idea. It's not going to hurt nothing. Where's my brush? Okay, this one might not be hard enough yet for me to really be using a brush, so but I wanted you guys to see, I mean, other than the cleanup, you guys can see the detail on this. I mean, it's pretty awesome. You know, and primarily the top of the horse's head and the Kriegsman's helmet and stuff, you know, came out really well. And that's all that really matters. That's all that really matters. That's all you're going to be paying attention to anyway. So, cut this off. Cut this off, and you're learning the whole time you're going through this stuff. I mean, I haven't done this in years, man. I mean, and when I did it, I wasn't, I mean, nothing came out, you know, really this spectacular, I don't think. I think I was tossing it up between the, it was a constant toss up between the Instamold and this mold, because I guess in my mind, making these molds right here, the rubber silicone molds, took too much time and effort, and then of course the other thing is that, you know, once that mold's made, I mean, that's all it's good for. It's not reusable. But I mean, man, you know, the detail, I mean, think about it, you know. Oh my gosh. Well, I just realized that I did something wrong with that thing, and it's the exact same thing that I did before, but I can fix it. I forgot to put indentations into the clay so that, you know, I'll show you what I'm talking about. These right here. Oops, sorry. I forgot to put those holes in the clay so that they form the keys, you know, for locking the mold together. Isn't that something? That's exactly what I did the last time I tried it, because I got too much in a hurry, and well, things happen. Mistakes were made. That's okay. Everyone almost put my camera right in the freaking, holy spank, man, we are, you know, we're doing great tonight. Anyway, okay, let's just set that out of the way. And now, what am I getting ready to do? I'm getting ready to make another one. You know why? Because I can. That's how fast this is, man. I mean, it's like, you know, it takes almost no time. Once you've got your stuff made, dude, I mean, you're in there. Just make sure that when you do this, that you do have everything lined up. We got something going on here. make that air channel. I want to do another one because I want to see if it had something to do with my rubber band placement, you know, and that's what kept it from getting in there. So that's why I'm not working on that channel right now. My brain is working faster than you and I are spending time together. I'll put it that way. All right, so we're ready there. Pull this out. I'll break that off in the trash can. Maybe. Okay. Get some more. So now we ended up with plastic in there. Let me see if I can get that out with some tweezers. Oh, I don't want that in there. I'm also going to see if I can get some more of this gunk out. Oh yeah, okay, cool. You know what? Screw it. We'll just get another cup. I'm tired of messing with it. I knew I had some paper towels around here. Okay. Boom. Snack-a-lack. Okay. All right, guys, here we go again. I think if I had the ability to have something that would vibrate underneath it, it would work out a lot better too, but maybe that's something I can fashion or fabricate some other time. I'm trying a really thin stream right now just to see if that helps at all. But I feel like it had something to do with my rubber band placement, honestly. That it didn't allow it to get down in there. But we'll see. And the great thing is, if you got a nice mat like this right here, you don't have to worry about the messes or anything leaking out the bottom or whatever. You know, you don't. Because what's going to happen is it's just gonna, you know, become a light layer of plastic that just peels right off. So, I mean, literally no big deal. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate your time tonight, and I will keep you updated on the progress. Please follow me on Instagram. I got stuff on there as well. And you know, if you'd like to support the channel, link down below. $1 a month, that kind of thing. And we will see you guys next time. Take care.